Hi everyone. I know I've been kind of silent, but it's just been a lot of things going on. I wanted to share one of my Christmas projects with you since I'm starting to work on some designs for the holidays. And I made this little shadow box. I don't know if you can see it very well in the camera. My lighting could be better. But it's a little shadow box. I've taken the glass out and I've just made a little frame. And I've made a small little home decor piece that you can put on the mantle. All right, and what I used to make this is I used our new Edgelit dies, these little framelit dies, and they are so easy to use for this purpose that I just had to show you. So what you'll need to do this project is you'll need 4 pieces of Stampin' Up! Watercolor paper, and a piece from our designer series paper. All of these products are from the holiday mini, and this one is called Season of Cheer, and I've just taken a small 4x4 piece of that out. You'll need your Edgelit dies and your BigShot, and these little boxes for framing pictures you can get at Michael's, and sometimes if you get them on sale you can get them really cheap for like $1. You can also order them on Amazon in bulk. You know, you can buy a whole bunch at a very low rate. So you can find them in white, in black, in natural woods. This is a small one. Usually these shadow boxes are 8x8 or 12x12, but I got this one. It's actually a 5x5 and it holds a 4x4 picture. So I really like this small size. So we'll use this one in our project today. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is kind of show you how you align these on your BigShot without actually pulling out my BigShot. Just going to take out a piece of paper that's dark here. Well, you know what I'll do? I'll just lift this up because under here is a grid that's black. Okay, this will help you to see better. So I want to show you first how you kind of align your dies. So the BigShot platform, if you use the premium pad, right, will actually hold all 3 of these on one plate. So I feel embarrassed to pull out my plate because it's in such bad shape, but I'm going to go ahead and pull it out so you can see it. Here it is. It's in such bad shape, but even in such bad shape, it's working wonderfully. I think I even got something gold on it, so don't mind this plate. But I can actually put these on. I can get a few of these on here. So basically, because these are Edgelit dies, you're only cutting the top, right? So I would go ahead and cut all of these at the top of the papers. Now, you can do more than one, but here's the thing. Do not let the dies touch each other. Don't even let them be friendly with one another, because you might accidentally cut them. So you want to make sure that your dies are not touching each other in any way, but you can get as many of them as you want onto the plate. And I have done all 3 at once. If I go this way, so I just move it over. And I think this is the biggest part of this tutorial, because once you know this, you can do the rest, right? And then I might do the sleigh on the bottom of one, right? So in this case, what I will often do is take a little post-it or something to hold these down. Or you could use, with the premium plate, you can also use this is the precision plate. You can also use the metallic plate under it, which will help your dies stay so they don't come apart. Remember that however you place these is where they're going to cut. So like this sleigh and this horsey pulling the sleigh, they are all the way on the left side, so the image will be all the way on the left side. This one's all the way on the left side as well. This one, on the other hand, you notice is all the way on the right side, and I think this is intentional so that this one can be stacked with that one. Okay, but here's the thing: if you want to, you can cut the trees on that side on one end. I hope you can see this. On that side on one end, and then turn these trees, and you have to do this the long way, and cut them over here as well, right? So what this will do is it'll give you a set of trees that are on this side and a set of trees that are on this side, right? And we're going to cut a little hill out of this, right? And you'll see. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these out, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've cut a bunch of these, and when you cut them like just normal, you know, you'll get them at the top, and you'll just, you know, pull away your extra, and there you go. And sometimes you may have to, depending on how tight your BigShot is when you put it through, you may have to punch out some of these little holes, but for the most part they come out really wonderfully, right? So here's one where I actually, and this was like this coming out of the BigShot. Here's one where I actually put it all the way to the left, and I kind of did it on purpose to put it, to show you that you move these around, and you'd be surprised you can get different orientation, different angles. So here is an example of one of those, you know, special cuts where I took the die and I put it all the way over on my BigShot. So just the end of the die was on the BigShot, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off this hill just by kind of cutting a curve with my scissors up to that point. And now I've got a whole new kind of a hilly scene. And don't worry about, you know, the little impression that you see there, because it all works out in the end, okay? If you want, you can cut it up to there so it's not obvious that cut there. Alright, so that's another piece. And then here's one where I cut the top and the bottom at the same time. In this case, it's cut on the bottom and the top of the die, and so basically, and I use some Post-its to keep it stuck there. And you'll notice here's another case where I just kind of move the die over. So I'm going to cut up to that hill to create another kind of a scene impression. And then down here I cut it normally. So I'll just take that off, okay? Now, because I did top and bottom, I'm going to take this into my cutting machine and cut it in half. Okay, and you'll see when I cut it in half, I get those two pieces like that, okay? So now is the easy part. Now, I'm sorry about the light. Now we're going to assemble this, right? So basically, I put them all on 4x4 so that you can fiddle. So this is going to be your size. So use your DSP as your sizing tool. So then you want to kind of bring this down so that you see a little bit of the DSP, right? And you can choose where you want to do that at. And so that might be your top, right? Now that you know where your top is, you can do the other pieces, right? So let's do that one, right? And don't worry about this on the bottom, right? Just worry about how it looks showing, right? And then this one is over here. You know, that's why I cut it like so that it's over to the left. And so that works there. And then maybe we want some trees on the right here. You can see how I'm just assembling this until I'm happy. Now I'm going to show you a little trick about the trees, right? So I'm going to take these trees are over here, and I might actually put these trees back here. They probably work better in the back. And basically what I'm doing is I'm making a scene by by laying out the papers, right? I've got a little bit of black here, and if you have a glue removing tool, it will work really well for moving that off. Right now I don't have it handy, but a glue removing tool will brush any of that, of any dirtiness off your dies without any problem. And then I'm going to just put this one on the bottom. And basically that kind of completes my scene, right? Now I'm holding all of this together. If I flip it over, you'll see where the white papers go beyond the DSP. So where they go beyond the DSP, I'm just going to cut them. And now they all fit fine. So once you've cut that and you've kind of found your sweet spot, now you just need to glue these pieces together. It's a little bit too high, so I'm going to move it down, move everything down. And here's a trick too. If you notice that like this tree is in the way, or this tree you wish it wasn't there, you know, just cut them off. You know, get rid of anything that you don't like just by removing it, right? So I can move this whole thing over like that, and then I can remove that tree or just cut that extra off. I think you get the idea. I want you to know with the camera in the way, this is not the easiest thing to do. So I've moved it down quite a bit, and now I'm going to cut the bottom off again. And then I would glue that all together. In this case, just because of the video, I'm going to just put it on this piece here. Otherwise I would just, you know, glue it all together and then put it into my shadow box. Since I haven't glued it, I have to hold it. And close this. It doesn't need glass, right? Because it's more of a 3D item, and you can see how nice that is. Now, if you wanted it more dimensional, like I did here, right? You'll notice that's much more dimensional. What I did was I put stamping dimensionals at the bottom of each strip so that it gave them space between themselves, and I added another frame on top to make the image smaller. So you can do this all different sizes, small, big, whatever the die will fit.
Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening, a beautiful sight.